Joining us today is Amit Sevak, CEO of ETS, an organization that helps millions of people reach their education and career goals each year. He's a leader in education, workforce development, and skills-based learning, and we're excited to have him here with us today. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thanks for having me. It's a great time to be having a conversation about how to future-ready our kids.
Is America's education system preparing students for the jobs of tomorrow?
Not fast enough. Our educational system can be strengthened in a variety of ways. First, we need to really strengthen the foundational skills, math and reading. Look, nearly half of all kids who start middle school or kids who start high school are not proficient in either math or reading right now. So we've got to focus on the fundamentals and make sure math and reading skills across this country are strengthened. We also have a big opportunity right now across our educational system to start orienting our entire organization around future readiness, helping kids start to think about what jobs they could have in the future, their future career interests. Doing this in middle school and early high school is really important, not waiting till at the very end of high school or when they're already in college or beyond. So that future orientation is increasingly important. And finally, we've got to double down on human skills, not just completing an academic curriculum, but thinking about how do we measure progress in communication skills, critical thinking skills, AI literacy, adaptability. These are the kinds of skills that employers are recently asking for. So this is a really, really important time for us who care about education, care about our children's future, to start looking for these human skills to become much more officially a part of our curriculum.
How is AI changing what students need to know to succeed?
Yeah, AI is changing things in education so fast right now. Now, done well, AI in education can help students prepare better, can help them get feedback, and personalize their learning. AI not done well in education can lead to a substitution of learning, a replacement to critical thinking, and really a tendency to cheat. So this opportunity right now we have is to really double down on safeguards of AI in education. It's super important that we balance. There's some good things with AI, but there's things we really need to watch out about AI's impact on children.
How should states measure whether education investments are working?
States play a huge role in educational investing. Across America, we spend $1 trillion. That's a trillion with a T. We spend $1 trillion every year on education. The return on investment of that education is the key question. And at this time, with education on the ballot throughout this country, this is an important moment for voters to really ask the question at the state level, are we getting the return on investment? Across the 50 states, 36 of the 50 states are having a governor's race right now. And most of the states are having a state legislative set of elections right now. So this is a key moment right now to start asking questions around the return on investment for people who are running for office across the country.
What role should accountability play in education reform, and what role can public-private partnerships play in really strengthening education and workforce readiness?
Accountability has to do with providing a series of requirements at the state level to really ensure we're hitting some milestones. Done well, accountability metrics can help raise the bar for all, strengthening math, strengthening reading, supporting teachers. But sometimes we can get too focused on accountability. We could be teaching to the test. We can get lost in the shuffle around accountability. Ultimately, we've got to keep students and teachers at the center of the process. We want to ensure students are learning. We want to ensure that teachers are supported. In terms of public-private partnerships, there's a lot of conversation right now about innovation in education. And one of the key places for innovation are organizations that are outside of the public schools that are trying to support the public schools. So my invitation is to encourage all of us to be looking for those type of organizations that are evidence-backed, that are really measuring the educational outcomes of their innovation. That kind of public-private partnership with those kind of evidence-based, validated organizations are the kinds of partnerships that can really help accelerate outcomes, accelerate readiness for students across school districts and throughout states in this country.
Well, where can we go to learn more?
ETS.org. We'd love to invite our audience here listening in to check out ETS.org. Would also invite you to check out ACT.org. ACT is part of the ETS family.
Thanks so much for being on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.